Hello guys, welcome back. In today's very video edition here, I decided I want to answer some few questions concerning the MS, MSD, that's a MS, that's MESED, MSED. Oh, that's kind of mouthful to call though. I have those kind of people that just keep making noise no matter what you do. They just want to have that lead. That's really awful. So guys, I want to talk about explain how the microsonic energy device and the you name it, the self power generator works, because it has been a topic, controversial topic, and I know a lot of people are queuing up and want to really know what's going on. So I'm gonna be right back. Okay guys, I'm coming. I just need to plug in power so it doesn't shut down. So now welcome aboard guys. Dr. Cool Other Fix here, and today I decided I want to attend to you guys more and answer some puzzling questions concerning the microsonic energy device. That is the topic. This topic is quite controversial right now. It's tearing a lot of place, a lot of things apart. So a lot of people believe it and some don't believe it. But like the product which you saw on the thumbnail, a lot of people are, yeah, that is Brownie's product. Yeah, that's, like technically speaking, everything, the aesthetics, the constructional feature of that very product right there, it matched nearly exactly to that of Maxwell Chikumbutso micro support generator. However, I want to make some clarification, some kind of things that's actually bringing a whole lot of argument, endless kind of argument coming up. So trust me guys, this is a wild ride. I call this some sort of unethical invention, unethical car that is 3,000 years ahead of its time, and that's the reason why a lot of people, okay, a lot of welcome Travman. So that's why a lot of people are finding it really so hard to digest. But the truth is so glaring, guys. I can't be lying for like how many weeks right now to keep how many people caged. And there is something which I often tell people that, look, if an African guy, yes, everybody knows that, yes, African people, Nigeria scam people, right? But people, a lot of people don't want to go down to the rabbit hole to know the reason why they do those things. When you push people to the wall, they will react. And when they react, yeah, the pushback effect is what you guys are seeing as the scam and a lot of things. So, and this pushback is really, really hard. I mean, you should understand where, let's say, for instance, Nigeria, this whole problem we're talking about is facing Africa. However, just a moment, guys. I want to set things right. Okay, so it's actually focused on Africa economic warfare with the Westerner. This is the entire Western world nation, Asian against Africa. And therefore, this kind of war, most of you guys don't know that your leaders are doing whatever they're doing under a gunpoint. I'm going to explain to you guys later, but that's not going to be on this very video, right? So that is why a lot of them are doing things that are hurting the economy, but you will not understand. So when the IMF give loans, the World Bank give loans, it comes with a gunpoint. It's at a gunpoint. So they're doing things that are officially something that I don't like, right? And if you don't take the loan, they're going to kill you. This is reality. So let's go back to the microsonic energy device, why it's a game changer and how it works. Does it have a battery? That is a question which a lot of people are asking. Yeah, I have a battery. Look, it's Brownie's product that this guy is coming to. Oh, hold up. Come on, guys. You know, the shitty journalism that is going on in the world today that is being, that is being purported by the controlled media. When they see anything concerning the black man, the people of color, they want to paint it black, black sheep, Black Friday, all kind of black thing. Whatever a black is associated to anything that it's something devil, evil, scam, thief. But that is not the reality. So when it comes to this very groundbreaking invention, yes, it does is a call to concern, and a lot of people who couldn't be able to really understand how it fully worked are now branding it a scam. But it's actually another way of suppressing the invention of African uprising, which is just putting Africa here and the entire Europe and America here. Whether like it or not, that is the truth. Okay, that is I'll do that right away. Digzo. So shout out to Digzo Numbers. Okay. Your name is kind of hard to pronounce though, but I'm trying hard. I'm trying really hard to get it well pronounced well because it's really mouthful. I'm gonna give a lot of you guys who come up to this live show. I'm gonna give you guys a shout out. So we just request for it, and I'm gonna give it to you guys. So it's easy peasy. Okay, Travans, we haven't even started, and the argument is coming up. I have Cynthia. Pray for safety. Yeah, protect you. This is awesome device. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Cynthia. And we have he said it doesn't break the law of thermodynamics. However, this is a way of leveraging thermodynamics is your favorite from the MOSFET transistors with material science in. It does actually. It does. I'm gonna attend to that later. We're gonna do this a lot of talk, a lot of argument. But let's go back to how the microsonic energy device works because this is the real reason why I decided I want to make this very video. And that very brownie product there that a lot of people confuse that's exactly what the Maxwell Chikumbutso is actually using. So let's get to it. Maxwell Chikumbutso, let me give you guys instance. A lot of company out there that you guys don't know how this thing started because you don't have time to dig it up. Tesla. When he introduced the Model S and Model 3, it was in 2016. You know when it started kicking off and really making waves and started going, really taking ground effect? It is 2021. So that's a whole lot of 6 years. You will go to NEO, we go to a lot of different companies, all right? When they made the prototype is to attract investors. And when investors start investing, that is when the fund comes in order to do the mass production, including building factories. So a lot of us see this very technology here. It was much more alarming, much more pronounced in 2025, contrast to 2015, that he actually did the first one, the helicopter and the gigantic green energy off-grid machine that have about is it a 200 and what or 100 and something barrels to have 1 megawatt all right, 1 megawatt, generate 1 megawatt electricity. So, which Foster Gambles, this is pretty much researchable. But some of the white folks, guys who are narcissists, are saying that Foster Gamble were bought. How much does Maxwell Chikumbutso have to buy off a great researcher that have a research institute in USA, a published researcher, Foster Gamble? I don't know how some people do their own kind of thinking, but I think he's still on diapers, you know? He's still wearing pampers. He's still under his mother's nursing. So that's why he can just say anything. Now, let's go back to it. Thank you, Julius. Now, let's go back to the other side. Foster Gamble didn't go anywhere, only him. He actually did explain that it took him several months to find Maxwell when he heard about it. And when he found it, he blew his mind. Now, he went there with another guy, Niels Rodney Rood. Niels Rodney Rood is not just an engineer, he is a scientist. Are you getting my point, guys? And Nice actually went there with a couple of devices. This is where things get interesting. Nice went there with a couple of devices in order to be able to do the right verdict about the reality of this very device here. However, when Niels Rodney went there, something magnificent, something, groundbreaking really happened. I wish I could be able to pull off the video here and show you guys, but this is not from my computer. I'm making this very live broadcast from, so I can be able to do that. So he did the test successfully. I posted a video on my YouTube. Guess what? It was something out of this world. It is unethical because the device he went there with to detect the radio wave was detecting the microwave, However, this is where things get interesting. The device he went there with couldn't even detect the very radio wave which Maxwell Chikumbutso device is harvesting and converting it to electrical energy. That, my friend, is the groundbreaking invention. Never seen before. Now, we're seeing a lot of people who are coming these days, like trying to wash it and say, oh, it's Nikola Tesla work. No. Nikola Tesla work was up to something. He's talking about free transmission of power, right? Without needing the grid, the electric transmission lines. That is what Nikola Tesla is up to. And he was talking about, yes, there is a citation of Nikola Tesla previous work about 0-point energy that there is, which is much discussed on quantum mechanics, where energy is in a closed vacuum in the empty space, that there is energy that is freely abundant. So, and that is what I call 0-point energy. However, Maxwell Chikumbutso is not a Harvard graduate. He is not a Massachusetts Institution of Technology graduate. He's a junior secondary school dropout, not even in US, not even in Europe, not even in any part of Asian country, but in Africa. So how did he get to do that is something that kept the Western scientists and engineers rolling on the floor before, because they couldn't understand this. Believe me when I say that every conventional tools which is available in our today modern day technology cannot be able to detect this radio frequency. So he just used a radio frequency as just the best way to describe it in his own terms. Why did he invite Foster Gamble and the scientist Rodney Rood? He invited them in order not just for certification, but to know where this very energy source is coming from. And if I quote correctly, Nice Rodney Rood said something. He said, this thing is getting powered. And you guys need to watch that video. I paid a critical attention to every detail which they did on that very verdict. All right. And they did that test continuously, even down to in the night, to see if there is any hidden solar panels powering the battery. And they said, and Foster Gamble said, there is no way this thing can be running for 3 hours down to this night and still stay consistently charged. It must be getting power from somewhere, unknown source. And that, my friend, is the game-changing technology. So For a lot of you guys who are also anticipating about seeing the Cairo trip, I am certain, based on my critical analysis, that video is not gonna come out anytime sooner because people's are still very the tension about the self-powered car is still up here. It's still very high. There is a lot of search queries, a lot of what we're talking about the search queries on YouTube, on the internet space, is still small compared to other people who really want to get their hands on this very device because it means it's a symbol of freedom, is a seismic shift from dependency in energy that has never seen before. So while I was talking about the Western scientists previously, yeah, they have been doing a citation of 0 point energy, but no one, they stop at the point where getting the right device, electronic device, component that can be able to successfully harness that very energy. And that is where Maxwell Chikumbutso and divine encounter comes in. Why are they blocking Maxwell Chikumbutso? It is not just about the car sale disruption of the energy industry. It is about something bigger. The bigger picture about this very technology we're talking about here is also just like about hitting everything the Western school educational system is affected. It's not just about rewriting the physics. It's about restructuring people's mental ability to think outside the confines of traditional studies to establish something phenomenal that is just outside it, that is unethical. If I can put it in my best word, is unethical, right? I have been a part where I try to teach people on how to picture what you want and get it without having to go through schools and all that. But that is one of the groundbreaking events, the Paradox Box 4, which I'm about to publish in my channel. How to do it. So you should watch that very video. If you have not been believing it before, if you heard my story and my encounter with the divine in achieving success and doing whatever I'm doing today, it's all coming from there. I obviously previously don't want to show my face in YouTube because I was actually gearing up to become a musician. That is the reality. And how the music started flowing inside me, it's technically speaking the same way this invention came about. A lot of groundbreaking invention. If you ask Elon Musk right now, he says the same thing. It's divine inspired. You ask previously on the history, Nikola Tesla said the same thing. Is divinely inspired. So the context of modern science don't recognize divinely received knowledge. They believe that every knowledge has to be studied and acquired, and that is where a lot of Western folks have a problem because they are on the ethical form and making argument about unethical device and invention. That is a total disaster. You don't mix these two together. In my other words, I often say unethical device doesn't need ethical validation. That is reality. We have a lot of inventions today that are ethical, the cars, and bear in mind that a lot of these manufacturers, they go through a lot, astral projection, you name it. This is just a scratch on the surface in order to get all these fanciful laptops, you get your smartphones, the touch screens. It is not a normal knowledge. It is knowledge beyond this world. However, when it comes to Maxwell Chikumbutso's, in his own explain, it is a staggering evidence of unethical knowledge, unethical invention before our own eyes. So we can choose to argue the whole day, the whole year. It doesn't matter. But it is real. It is 1000% real. It is functional as it said. And I'm also going to be publishing more videos because I don't think people have really dived into this topic like I am and do a lot of research, a lot of dig up the way I have, because I am already into the system of automotive systems. So I know how things works about automotive systems. So when he's making claims of some of those things, I totally believed him. And based on the kind of personalities and dignitaries which he have rubbed shoulders with prior to demonstrating this, right? Reviewing this, has proven beyond every doubt that this does work. So let me explain how the microsonic energy device works. This is a normal simple battery. Uh, the the Brownies type of microsonic, power station uses is a stack of lithium batteries inside, right? Now, the microsonic energy device is a lot of electronic component which was divinely inspired, which Maxwell Chikumbutso designed and built by himself. Right? Imagine someone who hasn't gone to universities, not Harvard, not MIT, not Russian school, not Chinese, not Japanese, designing circuit board that is harvesting energy which has never seen anything like, people have never seen anything like before. That's what I'm talking about. So the microsonic energy device does have battery. But wait. The battery inside compared to that of Brownie, the Brownie have 100% lithium battery, right? Because that's the battery that actually stores the power after inversion, after conversion. But that of Maxwell Chikumbutso have like 1% out of 100 of lithium battery. What is that 1% battery doing inside a very self-powered device? Which, if suppose this is from computer, I'm doing this very streaming here, I'm going to pull it up and show it to you guys that this device is self-charging. And there is other videos which I put up there, which I'm also going to show, right? I'm going to make a different video concerning that, but that's not going to be on the live. Where this very device here is getting charged. Let me see if I can be able to pull it up from my smartphones and show you guys. So where this device is self-powered, but that of Brownie is not self-powered. And he was actually showing it to people who went to the launching and unveiling of the self-powered car, the self-powered generator, and the self-powered motorcycle, and the self-powered drone. So people were saying it, there is no way he can fool everybody simultaneously. No, it doesn't happen. I mean, no, you can just buy everyone. And there are both people of colors and the white people there, in that there are Indian, that's Asian right there. So he cased the microsonic energy device, which is the latest version compared to the older one that is really bulky. He have resized it. And he put it inside a glass that there is no any way that there is any hole inside it. That glass was sealed. There is only one little hole, which you can only just put a something like a pen there to on the microsonic energy device right before the audience while he unveiled it. And it was self-charging. No solar panel, no connection to anything. In fact, the two wire that came out of it was a place to give out power, but not to get it charged. So like I said, the battery inside the microsonic energy device is to power the electronics, so that the electronics can start harvesting the radio frequency and turning it into pure electricity. Now, part of those power that it's harvested can be channeled into different electronics, which can come back to charge the battery. So that battery that is right inside it can never run out of juice. And because as soon as that battery run out of juice, the microsonic energy device will shut down and will stop harnessing the radio frequencies that is within the ambient. I hope you guys understood it. So that is the reason why the battery is there. But the battery is not the one powering your home. The battery can't do that. The battery cannot power your car. Just like you have your alternators in your car, you know, and you have your battery in the car. It is the, thank you, like the battery in your car, the 75 amps, 40 amps, depend on the car make and model which you have, they don't literally power up your car to go. It's only there to start up the starting sequence, to start up the car. So when they start up the car and the car started running, the alternator started charging the battery. So that is typically what that little battery inside the self-power generator does. And in every, even in that of car, there is a battery there, a little battery that powers up the microsonic energy device, enough to power the microsonic energy device in order to harvest the radio frequency and convert it into usable energy, into direct current. That is the first stage before it's converted into AC. So if you listen to Maxwell Chikumbutso very well, he did make mention of something here, which he said on a critical note that while he was reviewing, receiving a Foster Gamble and Nice Rodney Road, he did say something that sparks my interest, right? He said, this is the green machine off grid. That's the the green off grid machine. And the microsonic energy device is the generator inside the green power off grid machine. He put it straight up there so that you can understand that the battery within those energy devices that generate up to 0.5 megawatt that can be able to power up to 300 homes, the battery cannot power 300 homes. We are talking about 270 batteries. There is no way. I want you to do that calculation. Even if you want, you can stack up a whole lot of 200 amps battery, stack it up in 217 of them or 170 pieces of them. There is no way it can power 5 homes. So it's only going to take extraordinary technology to use those battery and power 300 homes. Do you know what we're talking about? 300 homes, 300 standard homes with ACs, electric cookers, you name them. All the guzzling power guzzling appliances right in there, and they're functioning. So that is why I say you need to watch this video, but I wish I could be able to pull it up here so I can show you guys and make reference to it so that you can follow along where this technology is going and stop being beclouded, right? Because it really does hurt me that people are not thinking smart and thinking fast. I think that's my bad. That's why people talk about how smart Nigerian is, you know, because it takes a lot of smartness to swindle people. But that is actually a cause effect of the Western propaganda in Africa to destabilize Africa. Okay, I've got one. I need another one. Okay, here you go. So I want to see how far I can be able to show you guys this. This is the microsonic energy device. I want to go back a little bit more. Sorry. Okay, this is a microsonic energy device. Let me zoom in. And if you look at it, it's charging. It's self-charging. This was the one that was actually shown on the very day which the car was unveiled and launched. So the microsonic energy device here is self-charging and it's inside the glass. So they were busy showing it around, and there are a lot of people, dignitaries that came up there. So right inside this one, there is a little battery, but that little battery cannot do anything. It's only powering the microsonic energy device in order for it to have power to harvest the radio frequencies that is within the atmosphere. And for clarity purpose, it is not a radio frequency from your microwave towers that generate the same wave that connect your phones. No, it's different. This is not the same type, because there was a point Maxwell Chikumbutso was asking Nice Rodney Road on Foster Gamble that he don't know if it is alien that built those, that is transmitting those radio frequencies, because he couldn't understand it, right? So that's it. I still want to show it to you guys again, just for the purpose of clarity. That's it. And you can see it self-charging. Like I said, it's cased inside a glass. And there is only one place to put it on, and after that, nothing. Your hands can't get inside it. There are 2 wires coming out that it can feed any device and power that device indefinitely. So I have explained how this very device works, and the same principle applies to anything. It can apply to your laptop, it can apply to your television, it can apply to any household appliances. So if you have been stuck in that very realm, like, you know, a lot of people initially, I was at that very point. But when I started realizing that realistically, there are some things that I'm doing today that I pictured it in my head, in my higher self-consciousness, in my higher level of consciousness, and I pictured it even before doing it. and I projected what I'm going to get even before doing it, and at last it's working just as I projected it. So that is the reality of our believing, our having faith. uh I'm sorry that the way the Western world explain faith to us is not so, it's too rigorous. Come on, guys. When you go through the fourth paradox of Maxwell Chikumbutso, which I'm about to publish, you will understand how people receive divine inspirations. All it takes is for you to focus, laser focus. And what you guided with is your higher intensity of desire for anything that you want to do, and the consistency to pursue it. If it fails, you fail with it. If you succeed with it. This is the key to unlocking anything you want to do in this world. And that also still remind me why fixing different cars. They have been in a situation where we encounter problem that is so puzzling to solve. Guess what? I have a bunch of guys who I work with that when it really get tough to fixing car problem, they just give the car a break and say, no, we're gonna come back tomorrow. Guess what? They're gonna ponder over it. I do this all the time, but this is on a micro scale. It's still, I wouldn't say it's a micro scale, because you can still do it on any level and achieve a magnificent result. So what am I talking about here is, if we all know how to harness this power from our subconscious mind or from the divine God, the Western education will be a relic of the past. This is the fact the Western nation are running away from. This is the fact that the scientific community are trying to shield us away from. It is not just about the energy corporations and the oil industry. No, it is bigger than that. It is not just about rewriting the physics. A lot of people are, let me be brutal here. A lot of people you're seeing here in the world are existing. It's only few people who are really trying so hard to change the society, to change how they live their life by thinking different, by thinking outside the box. And the very day you realize what I'm telling you today in this very video, the very day your life will start to change and take a very different approach and new dimension that is going to shock anyone. You are going to get outstanding results. You're going to get a profound result. You're going to get a clearer picture of whatever you want to do, and you're going to be seeing them happening. Imagine this. You're going to envision it. You will envision it even before doing it. So I was narrating a little story about how we try to solve car problems we've never solved before, and it become very puzzling. And at last, some of us who have been engaged in this have to go home and sleep. And guess what? The most shocking part of it is that one of us who is much more, I can tell you from fact that his vibration is up here. Mine could be a little bit lower. So the higher your vibration, the higher your desire, the much the intensity of your desire to solve that problem, the more you receive answers that are faster than anyone else. It's not magic. It is not science. This is above science explanation, but that is how we are. Now, let me still give you guys more breakdown. Have you ever imagined how the trees and even how human beings are alive? Do we get plugged to charge? The food that we're eating is not what is keeping us alive. The air that we're breathing is not what keeping us alive. The science cannot explain that. A lot of people can go try to explain the billions of cells in our body. A lot of people can try to recreate it, but it can never work. Do you know the reason why? Because we are unethical people. Someone said something like this that was silenced before, Dr. Sebi. He said, we are electrical beings, and the more we eat electrical foods that are incompatible with our own systems, the better our life becomes. But why we have a lot of diseases, a lot of destabilization in our health system these days is because we are eating food that contradicts our electrical systems. He was silenced. That is someone who is not a Harvard graduate or MIT, but he is putting the Western doctors and scientists to kissing dust. That is what happens when you have a direct contact or link with the divine assistance or God, as we will call it. But the Western world don't like hearing those names, God. But He is God. We call it higher self. So if you go through Dr. Sebi's work, you will understand that it's unethical way of solving problem. He's going straight to the source and solving the problem, where he can subject you to a certain diet over a long period of time to target a certain ailment. He explains some certain things which I am struggling to see if I can be able to get his books and audios, because I am really interested in the way he goes about his own thing. All right? Where he talks about deficiencies and how imbalance in some certain kind of food we eat creates the illness which we have, down to high blood pressure, high sugar level, you name them. So the same way it's going to work for you today. All you have to do is to stop doubting yourself. The more you doubt yourself, the more you lower your vibration. The more you lower your vibration, the more harder things is going to get for you to get to that destination where you want to go. There is no magic trick about that. But the higher your intensity of desire, the higher your vibration, the quicker anything you want to get in this world is possible. So long as you have made up your mind that this is what I want to do. Let's say that you want to invent the device that can be able to cure cancer, and you focus on it, laser focus, and forget about every other thing. No distraction. The focus we're talking about here is consistency, working towards it. Putting your mind towards everything which your inner thought have told you that is going to help you to achieve it, and you focus on it. We're talking about being logical, no emotion, no compromise. If your mind tells you that this is the right channel, follow it, and don't listen to anybody. Don't listen to any teacher. And I guarantee you are going to get there. That is how music comes to musicians. Incredible music which you heard. Most of this music which you're talking about, they often heard the music singing in their head. They don't have lyrics for this music before even they came to sing it out to you. They, at the end, in fact, the composition of music which people talked about, the reality is a divinely inspired that comes through our higher subconscious mind. But before we get there, we always have to channel our entire being, our spirit, towards that direction that we want to achieve this. And we can do a lot of things in trying to mimic how we can be able to get it to assist the divine that is within us to help us focus our energy towards that very path which we want. And in the end, it's going to be a win-win. You're going to come up with you're going to be sleeping sometimes, and you hear songs singing in your head, in your subconscious mind. The song you're so sure that no one has ever sung that kind of song before, and you are so enticed with how beautiful, how astounding this very song is. And the secret to holding on to it is, as soon as you're waking up, you can wake up. If you're lucky to wake up in that very astral plane, quickly record it into your phone. And after that, the next moment, what they now call music composition comes in, where you now try to give it words. Initially, when music comes to you, it comes just like any other thing. It comes in formless form. It comes without form, without shape, but it has a direction, and it has rhythm, and it is sweet. It is very, very sweet to your listening. So it is you giving it lyrics, words that people are focusing on. But for me, when I'm listening to music, I'm listening to how the person got the music. I know it is something that ask 100 musicians, they will never tell you that this is where the music is coming from. They can try, but they are only going to keep making fun of themselves because whatever they're telling you is lies. They don't know how that music came, especially if we talk about Beethoven, Mozart, all these great musicians. Not even only that, even the contemporary artists, which even if they go to studio, some of those inspirations and divine comes before they head to the studio. They already have the tone humming, all those things before they decide to use the guitar or the keyboard to follow it that way. So believe me, that is how the jokes comes. That is how Elon Musk Starlink come. That is how Elon Musk SpaceX, and you named it. I won't be able to say if it is the positive divine or the negative divine that actually inspires that. Whether I like it or not, there is a devil and there is God. I'm not talking about the Bible God, no. All right? So, should you choose the negative side, the odds, the benefits you're reaping, whichever it gives you. And if you don't choose that part and you choose the light, as the Bible described, be my guest. So this very moment right now is time I'm going to be responding to you guys' questions and comments. So I'm going to be closing my laptop and let me, okay. I don't know if this phone can also give me an access to exactly the live session that's going on right now, but let me go into that very account and see what's going on. Oh, funny. It's not actually broadcasting it simultaneously, so I wouldn't be able to be answering from here. Else, that would have been a very good one. I think that is innovation which Google need to put up. So if you use your two smartphones to log into the same account while you're doing a live section, you should be able to tap into it and respond to your audience while still keeping focus on the other one. So except maybe I don't know how to operate it. So I'm going to be scrolling all the way down. Thank you. Okay, yeah, Cynthia, you can tell if it is demonically inspired by the lyrics. That is true. So that is the same thing that goes with every technology which we're using these days, the smartphones. Are you guys thinking what I'm thinking? Why are people so glued to smartphones? People are finding their smartphones more of a companion than fellow human beings. Did you think it's divinely, positively inspired or demonically inspired? Well, that's a question which I think a lot of you guys might be interested in knowing, because most of the technology we are using these days, none of them, we can't say that all of them are coming from the positive divine, which is the God, or or a lot of them are from the negative. But what we know for sure, oh, okay, Ani, shout out to Ani, and shout out to Cynthia. I don't know how to call out your name. And okay, say honestly, brother, it seems most of the makings are sleeping on. Yes, yes, they are sleeping because this is huge. This is disruptive. This is unethical invention. And African leaders have been remote controlled by the Western world. So that is why there is a lot of total mute button from both the mainstream media. Even you can even see a lot of white guys not even talking about it, not even want to make any argument about it on their channel. That's to tell you the immense hatred. But we are winning. That's what is more important than every other thing. Okay, so okay, someone sent me a message that is not really good. They are changing the food to GMOs. They are doing a lot. Neuron and electrical firing energy conversation. Well, no, we're talking about how invention are made. So I'm giving you guys some other instances of what you can get. It's not just only about the Maxwell Chikumbutso groundbreaking invention. I'm saying that is the source where everything comes. And if you don't understand it, I want you to take a look outside your window and look at everything you can see in the whole universe. All that comes from within, unseen. and there is more. If all that can come from every visible thing which you can see today and come from the invincible, there is still more. There are still more potentials. There are still more hidden inventions. The only thing there is that a lot of people are still sleeping. A lot of people are still caged. Physics, science, different metrics that they can't think outside the box. The moment you start thinking outside the box, the moment you start becoming laser focused, you can achieve the impossible. You can achieve something that people, the world, would think, we tend to be too good to be true. So I want to go more spiritually connected to the Creator. That is it. That is Saint Cynthia. Wow. Okay, information directly from the Ether. I don't know if it is Ether. I watched the movie about Thor, about Ether thing. I don't know if it is from Ether, but I'm certain, I'm 100%, 1000% sure it's working. All right. There are level of things you do, risk you can take and mess around with people, but you don't mess around with the first citizen of any nation. I'm talking about the president. So if someone has gone to that point, it's not a joke, it's not a hoax, it's real. So for a lot of you guys who are in a hurry to get it, it might even take the next 3 years before it start coming around your neighborhood. It can even take the next 6 years or even 10. Depend on the financial capability. So the question here I want to ask is, which should we raise fund for this guy? There is a video which I made that's coming about it. Probably I should publish it this night. It's already there in my draft. Should we raise a fund for Maxwell Chikumbutso in order to facilitate and fast better the process of this very invention getting to us faster before anything happens? Or should we fold our arms and keep praying that he's okay and depend on our prayer? If we should raise him fund, I want to hear you guys' opinion in the comment section. All right. Yeah, the suppression is actually for the fact that it offsets a lot of things. Yeah, the description, Travman, I don't know if you are still here. Okay, how the groundbreaking invention are suppressed. There is a video about that which I created in my YouTube channel. Go ahead and watch it if you want to know the current stage that we are currently, the current stage which Maxwell Chikumbutso is facing, including people calling it scam, people calling it hoax. It's part of the process of invention suppression. Yes, guys, exorcist. That is just about the truth. 0 point energy, be 0 point energy or radio frequency. My ultimate concern is that he cracked the code that the Western couldn't. This shouldn't be something that we have to fight over. The Western world has been leading in different aspects. Every device I'm using right here is made by Westerners or Asians. I am not jealous. I only know that my country is facing a serious problem, which maybe one day they're going to wake up. And when they wake up, they're going to empower the youth to take up the power, to wake up from slumber and start speeding. So, but there is more dirty politics that's going on in the world. There is a whole lot of suppression of the African people, people of color, so that we don't have a level, equal playing field with the Western world, because they know what is coming. They know that we are relentless and we can make the impossible happen. If you think I'm telling lies, just try to convince your leaders. Tell IMF to stop giving African loan, right? Tell IMF and the World Bank they should stop forcing giving loan to African leaders at a gunpoint. The economic hitman, they should stop it. and give us a level playing field and let's see what's going to happen. They won't do that. So their best choice is to create artificial level playing field and be at the extreme end and say we can now go. That's the best thing they could do. That is cheating, right? It's more like when people are saying that this is hoax, this is not real. Believe me, I have searched through different internets, searching to just get a single information that shows that Maxwell Chikumbutso is a scam. Meanwhile, how is he a scam? You didn't give him your money. He didn't even know you. He didn't even work for you. So how is he a scam? They say he's an armed robber. Well, people can be so pathetic. I mean, think of it like when you are in a context fight with someone and you won the person. So the person, oh, sorry, he cheated. He cheated. This is typically what the Western guys are doing right now. They're like pointing hand, you cheated. You cheated. I would have won it. You cheated. So that's the reality, guys. So I hope you guys who joined this live section today really enjoyed. And I had a strong positive opinion regarding the invention. Maxwell Chikumbutso said that the production has started and the car will soon be driven from Cairo to Zimbabwe. Okay, prior to that, LE, shout out to LE. There is something I want to say here, right? LE, that is ELE and space, then E. There's something I want to say about the trip to Cairo. A lot of you guys are not saying. You see, the trip about Cairo to me is just a teaser. And he actually teased it and see the huge volume of people who are anticipating for that. And he pulled back. That is a marketing stunt. That is genius in action. All right? Because if you go with it, if you rock with it in that full throttle, there's a whole lot of what that's going to fall apart. And I want you guys to imagine the huge volume of requests that is going on right now. Let me rewind the clock backwards a bit. You know Xiaomi. Xiaomi officially, when they started, are not mass producing any smartphones, are not advertising to sell. They have different electronics. I want you to go and check. The history might not capture it, but I was well aware when Xiaomi was gaining entrance into the market. Do you know what they were doing? They were only responding to people who are pre-ordering in huge volume. So if you go to the official website to buy, you're not going to see any phone. So if you want to buy, you're going to request maybe like 2,000 copies or 100,000 copies. That is what Xiaomi was doing. Until they now have the financial capacity to start building massively and even throwing ads. Today, they are building cars, electric cars, that has not even gained a full traction on the market, and boom, the self-powered car came and, you know, outbox out every other person and say, I am the king. Okay, guys, so it's a lot of fun having you guys on board today, and we have Kodzo Apela Te Amegan. Wow, where are you from? Raising fund will be necessary. Even acquiring shares. Yes, yes. You know, investing there, acquiring shares. That's what we're talking about, right? Because a lot of people who are saying this thing is actually one of my audience who suggested it, that look, why don't we raise a fund for this guy? So I'm gonna create a YouTube video which I'm gonna talk about this exclusively. And there is something much sinister going down on the line. This guy has been complaining that he's in a severe attack. Some of the people, including his right-hand businessman who does the connection, the dots, who are gonna be interested, the spotlight of who are interested in the product, has gone mysteriously. I'm gonna explain that in another video. So that is why I was more concerned about how about if we raise this guy a fund, right? How about we raise a fund for this guy? I'm gonna dig deeper and see, because I'm certain that we Africans, we're not really, into raising fund, but this is something that is practically, which is done mostly by the Western guys, and the option there is actually on my YouTube. So if you guys agree on this, I'm still gonna make more videos so I will get people of like-minded, any race, any gender. We're gonna hold hands together and raise fund and make sure, I will assure you, I'll do the best I can to be transparent as possible to make sure this fund gets to him. Because the quicker we can raise him fund, the quicker we can be part of this progress, the faster we get it. This is our freedom. This is our liberation. I want you guys to understand something here. The people who controls the politicians are the bigger corporations, and the politician controls you. That is how it works. However, this energy independence we're talking about here is the freedom of you and me. If Maxwell Chikumbutso today gone missing and his invention crippled, it is just forcing us back into the stone age of being dependent of fossil fuel, lithium battery, product dependence, that we, carrying power banks. Soonest, right? The funny joke. Soonest, we are going to be having a power bank for our electric cars. It is as funny as that. There was a time I saw a power bank that is as gigantic as this. Someone was carrying it and charging his phone and making calls. I said, this is madness. This is madness. Have you actually you guys noticed that even the smartphone companies, the laptop companies, none of them is really going deeper into serious research about improving the quality of the battery that is on the smartphones? You just see Samsung, maybe their newer model, like this is Note 20 Ultra, the S22 Ultra is just having 500 milliamps added to it. This is 4,500, that one is 5,000. So maybe the next 5 years, they will just add another 500 milliamps. That is crazy. It's more like what the car manufacturers are doing, right? Okay, probably, let me just make a difference. This is 2025, right? So I just get another sticker and put it at the back. This is now 2030. How pathetic. It seems like people are just not really ready to think outside the box anymore. People are not ready to really go into research and development and bring out sustainable technology that people can be proud of. But all they are gearing towards is just making a product that keep people dependent and keep people in perpetual financial depletion. It's horrible. It's horrible. So guys, okay, LE, I think one of the obstacle right now to me, based on my analysis, is finance. And that finance, he's not such kind of outspoken person. He's a man of few words, if you guys notice it. And so I wouldn't even think, based on the way people are calling him scams and hoax, I wouldn't even think he would dare want even to ask people to raise fund. Because people will just say, okay, they confirm he's a scam, right? So this raising fund, he's not requesting for it. There are some kind of things in this world that people need, but they will never open them out to tell you that they need it. You can just see it when you analyze the situations. You're gonna actually notice that, look, this person needs it. He needs my help. He needs our help. And if we wait for him from now till next year, he will never say he need help. There are a lot of people like that. I am like that. Yes, I am like that. We're gonna be right here. Let's say, if I'm gonna work my ass off to do whatever I want to do, right? Even if it is overburdening me. But there is something that is really hard for me to say. I need help. A lot of people are like that. It's gonna be really hard for me to tell you I need help. So if you have heard me pronounce it, then it means the burden has become really overburdened. That's the reality. So there's a lot of people who are like that in this life. You just look at them, they can never ask you for help. You just have to search through them. You have to look through their profile and see that these people needed help. and just reach out to help them. But if you are waiting for them to come and ask you for help, they will never. Trust me when I say that. So Maxwell Chikumbutso, singularly Chikumbutso, is one of those kind of person. So, and I'm not surprised because I am that kind of a person who is go get it type. And if you see that kind of person who is go get it type, they don't often ask for help, no matter what happens. They just want to get sink in there, do the best they can, even if it means staying there for how many years, donkeys of years, they don't mind. So, guys, okay, wow, Kozo Apelate, that's a good one. Can I begin with? That's lovely. Okay, so what's gonna be there is I'm gonna check my YouTube this thing on and create that go fund raising fund, and it's gonna be specific for this very project. And I want you guys to try as much as possible to share this because there are a lot of people who are in serious problem and the government are not doing anything to help. Trust me when I say that. You see, the game of politics is so dirty that the people who are there, it's only few of them who are really interested about the people they are ruling. Trust me. They are connected up there and they don't give a shit about you and me. So the only people that care about you and me is us. Our welfare is in our hands. It's up to us to choose whether we want to live peacefully, to live independently, to live sustainably, or to die divided, miserable. That's the truth. That's the fact. So if you're waiting for your politicians, your leaders, who are Western puppets to come and help you, I've said it before, most of them are making terrible decisions they are making that is putting your country economy under jeopardy at a gunpoint. They will never come up to say it because if they do, that's the reality. But if you think I'm making a false claim or making some sort of a conspiracy theory, just type on your YouTube on a search query why it's necessary to keep Africa impoverished. You see doctor, I can't even, I didn't know his name, but one kind of a doctor. Yeah, it can be funny, right? So who explained this in more details that I've ever done about how the structure of Western economy is structured into keeping Africa in perpetual poverty. And it goes just above the mere words that talk about structural adjustment program. Maybe you're hearing it for the first time, and austerity measures. And it doesn't even end there. Then also they have economic hitman. If your president refused to collect the World Bank loan, they send economic hitman that can come in disguise in different kinds of shade and colors. I am not the one that said it, I'm just quoting him. But I am witnessing the torture of this thing we're talking about. Especially most of you mineral-rich countries, you are seeing a lot of crisis going there. It is not normal. It is not your leaders who are causing it. Your leaders, let's say like DRC, what's happening in DRC Congo and what's happening in Nigeria, is abnormal. It's something that is orchestrated by the Western politicians in the name of economic warfare. And that is why we're saying that what Africa needs is like people like Ibrahim Traore, military, rigid military, not civilian, because the civilians are easily, they are easily pushed around, they're pushovers. Okay. Someone say, Traven, first you need to invest in material science and technology, in electrical engineering, like I have. Well, I don't think it's necessary. No. Those are actually a long trench movement. Okay, Exhausted say, how can we support Maxwell? Yes, that is what we're discussing. I'm going to discuss that later, okay? What should we? Let me end this maybe I should end this one and start another live broadcast because the topic of this very one here, which a lot of people are going to be curious to know, is explaining the microsonic energy device, right? But while explaining the microsonic energy device, we're also talking about how we can encourage Maxwell Chikumbutso, because his future, his golden heart. If you guys don't know that he have a golden heart, I do. Come on, guys. Come on. We should all think about it. You know, there is that thing someone has told me before. He said, you can lie to everyone, but you can't lie to yourself. There's something, except if you don't have a conscience. There is something that you do that is bad. You can tell every other person that is good, but within you, you know, deep down, you know that is bad. Uh, a lot of people are calling him hoax are paid. Most journalists are paid to write every kind of rubbish that's going to tarnish people's image, because I've checked some of those people, including Chikanza, I don't know if it's Chimpazi or Nigerian PR. I went to their YouTube. I was really combing every place to find the evidence that links Maxwell Chikumbutso as a hoax. So at last, when I researched properly, I discovered that it's part of a systematic way of invention, groundbreaking invention, oppression, suppression. So that's it. So we can support him by raising fund, any amount, starting from $1 upward. All right. So, and let's just hope that YouTube will not be compromised. If it is not compromised, the fundraising is going to go on YouTube. I won't even have access to claiming to removing the fund, aside making sure that it went to why we decided we want to do this in the first place. All right. So, and as for me, I want you guys to trust me. Believe me, if I have taken this dive this far and risked my channel from like about a week when they started trending, you should know that I'm serious. It's not just about putting up video because I want to. Yes, it's part of it, passive income. But raising fund for him is for the future of mankind, future of you and me, not the politicians who are constantly throttling the cost of gasolines, all right, to exploit us more and keep talking about increment in taxes and all that. And the structure of the system we have set up is to make sure that if they pay us $10,000, they are getting $9.5 back. That is how American system works. That's why a lot of people, friends I have in US, are saying, "Oh, come on, we got a problem." I mean, you're working, but you can see the money. The system is taking the money back. When you finish paying for utility bills, the gas, the cooking, the what do you call it again? The drainage, the internet, what is left there is nothing to talk about, because these guys, they know when they deplete you financially, you're nobody. You can't step outside the US territory to explore other nations that have free movement, that no police is gaslighting and following you, you know, everywhere. The electric car is everywhere. No. So the best way to cripple anyone is to make sure that they are financially incompetent. However, guys, if you come down to Africa, you can buy land, you build your house, no taxes. When I mean no taxes, you don't get taxed the way you get taxed in US or UK. You own your car, it is yours. The only thing you're going to be doing about your car is to renew the registration, which is every year. Registration is not normal way to grow, to generate revenue for the government to use for their upkeeps. So, thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you for your vote of confidence and support. And thank you. No, he's already rising. He's already rising to the top. All we're trying to do right now is to facilitate the ease of his technology reaching the global audience. If you look at it, like I said, there is no any current division. There is no any dealership There is, when I mean division, like you have Elon Musk building different factories in different part of the world. But from the grand slam, even despite the fact Elon Musk have a lot of money, he did go through a lot, and his models didn't start rolling out like that. No, it takes quite time. Okay, look at this. I don't know if you guys can read it. I don't know if you guys can read it. But if you can read it, let me just try to hold it steady. That is one of those things we're talking about politicians. Tinubu government order salary deduction for Nigerian workers claim December was overpaid due to system, blah, 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 blah. That is how politicians do. They always find one reason why they want to deplete you financially. So our only gateway for freedom is a self-powered car that not only just drive to wherever, no limitation to wherever we want to go, but it also powers our home with a whooping 15 kVA. You know what that means? You never need another power to cook, do anything. And before I forget, even the super bike also have the tendency that you just come back home and you plug your electric stove on it, and you know, you cook there. So it is, if you can buy the $15,000. That's why I say this guy has a golden heart. He's kept my memory. This guy has a golden heart. There is no way, if this product is coming from Europe, that it's not going to cost you $2 million, because they know that I have given you a certificate of freedom for life. That's what it is. But look at it. The price is lower than average cost of replacing lithium battery in electric cars. And the price is lower than average cost of purchasing a gas-powered car. I'm talking about brand new. $15,000. I'm going to warm up to get it. Even if I can't get that, I'll make sure that I get a superbike, because I ride, I own a superbike, so I love superbike. I love things that are fast. And that's my helmet blinking right there, just showing his presence. So at least I'm going to get one. If I don't get that, well, come on, I'm not that broke that I can't be able to afford, at least if it is the motorbike or the self-powered generator. Any of his product is a freedom. Then, not even to talk about his invention is given a second chance. Let's talk about the gas powered car that is about facing out, that is facing a monumental, you know, kind of. I have a lot of friends then who are coming out from Germany and say they dash them cars. They just give them cars, the gas powered car, just to get rid of it, to make sure they just get rid of it from Europe. Imagine right now the value of your gas powered car is going to be going up. Why? I made a topic, I made something, I made a video about it, which I said the gas powered car, you shouldn't sell it or crush it. I am serious, because from my critical analysis, let's talk about it. Your electric cars, they have gigantic battery on there that is actually very heavy and makes people who use it replace tire more often. That is just scratching the surface. That is not about other things, right? And a lot of them promise to build bridges where there is no river. That's technically speaking what politicians do. But this guy here, Maxwell Chikumbutso, okay, someone was talking about a footrest or what? 140,000 US dollars for Cybertruck. Oh my God, that is insane. Damn. $140,000 for Cybertruck? That's getting banned in different parts of the world right now. And Maxwell Chikumbutso, if you look at the front of that the dashboard of the car, he didn't design it to be like the Cybertruck and you know, all the electric cars conglomerate power dinosaurs. No, he made it to be arrestingly simple because he's more energy conscious. However, we're talking about 215 horsepower, right? That's a lot. And we're talking about unlimited driving range. That's a lot. We're talking about 15 whopping kVA of power that can power your home. That's a lot. And at a fraction price, $15,000. What about the kit, the retrofit, which you can be able to fit into your gas powered car and turn it into a self-powered car? It cost how much? $10,000. Just imagine how cheap that is. So technically speaking, we can see through the eye of the needle the golden heart of Maxwell Chikumbutso. He wants an average person to be able to afford his car. And that is the reason why his car is currently not sold online. No middleman. He's using the Tesla model, the Elon Musk model when he officially started. Elon Musk has no middleman, even despite the fact his products are expensive. So Chikumbutso's product is not expensive and it's dead cheap, but there is no middleman. So if you want to get it, it's going to cost you a lot because you have to go down to Zimbabwe. That's the reality. If anyone is telling you that he want to sell it to you online, it's a scam. And there's a whole lot of people trying to impersonate Maxwell Chikumbutso right now to pull the fast one on you. So you should be very careful about that, guys. So pretty much this is it, guys. Okay, Edward. Edward, this is reality. The media's. Why did you think? Let me get to you, Edward. Why did you think that the Western mainstream media don't want to show it? If it is about Nigerian scam or African malnutrition, you're gonna see it on CNN. You're gonna see it on Al Jazeera. You're gonna see it all over the place. Why did you think they don't want to? Because the whole hell is gonna cut loose. They know that the Western guys are gonna go all in. I can hear you. I can hear you. Yes. That's why the Western mainstream media go blackout on it. Total blackout. That's to tell you the hatred behind it. A lot of people who are not seeing through the eyes of the needle. He was poisoned, and a lot of his team who went there for the patent was poisoned. Now, this is the critical question I want you to. Logical question, all right? If it didn't work, why choosing to poison him? For the fact that they choose to poison him, that right now Maxwell Chikumbutso is surviving with one kidney. This is real because of the effect of that poison that nearly killed him. He killed many of his guys, but he survived and survived living now with one kidney. So like I said, guys, I think the time scale is not on our side. If we have to do anything fast, if we have to do anything in order to facilitate the outreach of this very technology, we have to act fast. I'm not saying give me, I have enough for myself. I'm talking about we raise a fund for this guy. Let's raise a fund for him to facilitate this the faster to if we don't do it, we don't know how many investors that are not scared of Western politicians to go and invest in his innovation, and therefore he can even take the next 20 years from here. Nobody knows. Nobody knows because a lot of people are scared of the Western bigger energy corporations. But if we should turn out massively to raise funds for this guy, we can cut down this whole time and fast pedal the process. That's real. Let's imagine what's the population of the entire world. Let's say that we give just 1 billion people, give just $1. That's $1 billion, right? I think it's going to go a whole long way. And we're more than a billion in the whole world. So if the right message is shared to people and let this go viral, it's already viral on YouTube. And people buy into the concept we are talking about in this very life today, that we should raise a fund for this guy because it is our future that's at stake here. It is my future and your future that's about to be buried, that's about to be silenced. It's not even his. He is just a tool in the hand of God. That's what it is. Most of us who are doing things that's going to benefit humanity are just tools in the hand of our maker. And once we're out, people will start suffering immensely. People will start suffering. You're going to see a lot of poverty, blowing people out of proportion. So the best thing we can often do in those situations is to make sure that those people who are The taproot that is keeping us alive never fall down. Those trees, those leaves that are taking oxygen to make sure that the tree is healthy, never wither, never go dry, because else the tree is gonna fall. So, like I said, Maxwell Chikumbutso microsonic energy device has opened a lot of doors, making us to believe that it is possible. This is more an open way to believe that it's possible to harness power from the divine, our higher self-consciousness, a higher level self-consciousness. So, and that is going to make us all to start. If you look at the history, let me start with Robert Bosch. Robert Bosch isn't MIT graduate. He's not even a Harvard graduate. He's a high school dropout. So if we look at most of the change makers today who invented great things, they are not Harvard or university graduate, PhD or doctorate degrees. So what am I trying to say? He is indirectly inspiring a lot of us that Western school is a scam. This is real. That's why the mainstream media don't want to say anything about it, because just even sparking a debate, is it real or not real, is going to draw a whole lot of attention, right? It's going to get the whole world like flood that very media post. So they don't want to talk about it, not even on a blog post, nothing. So, guys, yes, Robert is not a university graduate. So a lot of people who are change makers today are not university graduates, but they are nailing it into our head. They are putting us in that metric chains of physics, calculus, further maths, chemistry, jargons, bullshit. We have to go through that route in order to become someone in the future. And guess what? How come the financial thing is not taught in school? In African education curriculum, there is a whole lot going down there, you know, enough to make people who are wise enough to say, no, I can't send my children to go to this kind of school. It's waste of time and my resources. So, and the one in the West, well, you look at some kind of education system that are teaching people in, in the school, which they can freely get from the internet. This is the digital world, the digital age, where literally like everything is available on the internet, so long as you have internet access and data. So, guys, why I was talking about he's a golden hard guy. He's a golden hard guy, guys. Imagine, I've forgotten the name of the company that just brought out a saltwater powered car. You've heard about it, right? I think I talked about it in my channel. It is not the seawater salt powered car. It is not a regular salt powered car. It is just a chemical cooked up salt powered car. And guess what? You always have to change the chemical and put another chemical for the car to run better. And guess how much it costs? It's $1.7 whopping million. That the making is so expensive. It's a rigorous process. That's bullshit. It's all what they keep saying in order to keep us food and drain us financially. How come then Maxwell Chikumbutso that give unlimited free energy driving range is not, we're not paying with our life? Technically speaking, what the Western politicians are doing is to make us use our life to save the environment. That's why anytime new technology comes up, be my guests, it's about hiking the price. It's about grabbing the bag. The bag. It's all about the bag. Okay, guys. So, thank you guys. Thank you all for joining. Edward. Shout out to Edward. Shout out to... Yes, I will open the fundraising. I will. That's to Kadzo. Shout out to Kadzo Apale Amega. Okay. Yes, raising fund and investment. Yes. I will try as much as possible to get this guy on a phone call. I don't mind how much it's gonna cost, but I will do that because I have been on the forefront of this very innovation. I'm not talking about since 2011, but this 2025, where he have decided to take the bull by horn, I've been in the forefront of it. So uh, my Instagram page is not having traction like my YouTube. So I guess that's the reason why I dropped him a message there, and he didn't respond. But there is some other guy in YouTube called Chris Wabbs. I don't know if that guy is sorry, but he often say he dropped me a message and the guy replied. So my Instagram is 0 followers. So because I don't put my energy there. I think you guys are seeing it. I was talking about how you can get something from the nature. Sorry, how you can tap from the higher level of consciousness. So where you channel your energy is where your breakthrough is gonna come from. So where I have been channeling my energy is YouTube. TikTok, no, I really don't put my energy there because that app just wastes my time. There have been a time, in fact, I was growing, TikTok more faster than my YouTube. This very account here. However, I did notice something. I was pouring a lot of energy, and that should also serve to you guys how you can be able to know where you're gonna ace, where you're gonna make it in life. If you are working on any project that is sucking more energy and producing less output, that is a red flag. That's a sign that that is not where your destiny lies. I believe in destiny. I was pouring a lot of energy. TikTok takes more data than YouTube. I was pouring a lot of energy on on a TikTok in 2016 down to 2018. I was getting a lot of followers, but the followers are not engaging the way my YouTube followers are engaging. And guess what? I abandoned YouTube and I was just seeing my YouTube account growing, even growing to monetization with less effort. And what was the concept I used in starting my channel on YouTube? I was just posting information to help people the way I receive information from YouTube to help myself. So here is my account today. That's literally how this very account here became what it is today. So, but people were finding it much more easy to follow me on TikTok, but the engagement is nothing to write home about. So I flipped it into just movie sharing, one of the best movies I watch. But I don't even have time to watch movies. So, but the energy which I've put on YouTube has paid out. At least it's paying for the data which I'm using to make the videos. At least because it is very expensive down here, really expensive. Until maybe when my account grow enough that I can be able to, upgrade to have a Starlink. It's not just getting it, but paying for the subscription. So guys, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Cardos, how do I reply you? My email address. I can be able to send it on this live here because I'm not doing the live from my computer. My email address is Dr. Cool. All right. Dr. Dr. Cool C000L. That's cool as in something that is cool. And autofix@gmail.com. Dr. Cool autofix@gmail.com. That's my Gmail. So you can send me email there. I'm gonna respond to you, and do ensure to just put some writing here that you're part of the people who joined my live broadcast, so I can differentiate you from people who are not joining my live broadcast. It matters a lot to me because the conversation we had here today and what we are determined to do is a different shift from my regular videos which I make on my channel. So if you are coming from here and you're trying to write me an email address, I decided to give you that personalized email address. It is not my normal email address, so you can send me any email concerning whichever move about this which you want to make. If I get in contact with Maxwell on a phone call, I'm going to give you guys update. As a matter of fact, I'm going to try as much as possible. I will try. So guys, thank you for your time. This is where I'm going to be making a curtain call. If you guys have any further question, please drop it in the comment Let me answer before I go. Thank you. Thank you, Cynthia, for your being here. You've been here from the onstart of this very live broadcast to this very moment. Thank you a lot. And Edward, thank you, Edward. Shout out to Edward. Kodze Apele, thank you. And let me see someone else who were here. Maybe some other people who, if there is any other person who want me to give him a shout out before I go, kindly just drop a comment here. But if there is none, thank you, gentlemen and ladies and distinguished guests. This is going to be me, Dr. Cool Autofix, signing off right now. Thank you for being part of my today life. Thank you. Much love. Thank you. Thank you.